Matt Cardle, winner of the X Factor in 2010, star of Memphis in the West End. He's joined the cast of another West End show, Strictly Ballroom, in the role of Wally Strand, replacing Will Young. Matt Cardle, hello.
Hello, Tammy.
How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really pleased that you're taking on this role in Strictly Ballroom because I have to say I'm a huge, huge fan of the film, the Baz Luhrmann film, and I've not seen the stage version yet, so I'm looking forward to coming to see you. Are you enjoying it all?
Absolutely. I mean, whenever you want to come and see it, Tammy, just let us know and come down. It's so amazing, honestly. The film itself is genius. Baz Luhrmann is clearly a genius. But Drew McConey, another genius at work here with Strictly Ballroom the musical, the way he's adapted it for the stage and the way that he has woven the film onto the stage is just incredible. You know, it really does need my character to make to sew this thing together because it's a very unique experience for me, being able to be in the theatre again, but this time crossing the fourth wall and interacting and having a relationship with the audience, because they've come to my house to see the show that I'm putting on in the Piccadilly Theatre. You know, it's one of those situations where I'm the narrator of the show, I'm the compere of the evening, making sure everyone's settled in, everyone knows what's happening, everybody knows that we're going to have fun, that it's a comedy for first and foremost, is something that Wally gets across very early on in the proceedings, that this is a comedy show as well as a classic piece of musical theatre, and that you're going to have an absolutely roaring good time. You know, the songs are incredible. I get to sing some amazing songs time after time. Cyndi Lauper, Dancing on My Own, I Want to Dance with Somebody, it's all in there. You know, I can't stress how good everyone is. It's very intimidating and humbling at the same time to jump on a moving train, a show that's already been on the West End for 6 months, and then to be up there with Johnny Laby, Zizi Strallen. I mean, I can't name all the incredible cast because there's so many of them, but just to get to be working so closely with them and seeing Drew's choreography every night, which is just absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah. Because that's what it's about. That's the crux of it. Remind us of the story of Strictly Ballroom.
You know, there's a love story in there. Essentially, it's a ballroom dancer who breaks convention and wants to start, getting out of the routine of the way things are done and start making up his own steps and going against the grain. Essentially, is the tale, but wound together with a beautiful love story. And it translates perfectly for stage. It really does. The love story is so heartfelt, it's so real because the actors and actresses are just so good in the show. And then, the dancing element, like I say, Drew he's done it so cleverly, the way that I'm kind of moving these scenes along. I'm kind of dipping in and out between scenes, sewing them together. The audience can hear and see me. The dancers can hear and see me as well, but the characters can't until the very last moment. Dancers are kind of moving the set around in amongst their routines, which is so cleverly done by Drew.
You're taking over from Will Young in this new character for the stage version, Wally Strand. And, of course, you both had a similar kind of start to your career, although you'd both been kind of musicians before X Factor or Pop Idol. You both kind of used that almost as a bit of a platform to do what you do. Did you get to spend much time with Will before taking over the role? Did you get to see him or get any advice from him?
I did. I mean, I saw the show with Will 8 times, I think. Again, very intimidating. I've been a fan of his for years. I still am. His voice is absolutely amazing. I actually wrote a lot of my latest album with a couple called Jim and Mima, who wrote Jealousy with Will Young.
I can hear that when I've been listening to your new stuff, actually. We'll talk about that in a bit. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so, we've bumped into each other a few times along the way. And you know, it was just intimidating, really. If I'm honest. Watching, listening to him every night, I'm like, oh God, how am I going to sound?
Well, Will had kind of done that narration role before as MC in Chicago, hadn't he? So he kind of been there and done that kind of narrator breaking the fourth wall thing.
Yeah.
But here you are doing it now in this wonderful thing. It's based on Baz Luhrmann's 1992 film of the same name, and I'm kind of guessing featuring some of the film's iconic songs. We've got Love Is in the Air.
Yeah, Love Is in the Air. We've got Time After Time. We've got I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Have you got Perhaps?
We have
the Doris?
perhaps. Yeah, we do. It's a beautiful moment in the show. We've got Dancing in the Street. We've got Slave to the Rhythm. We've got Sugar Sugar.
Brilliant.
We've got what's that? What's the Mambo number 5? Is it?
Yeah, was that the old Lou Bega thing? Yeah. What's not to love about this? The actual thing must look beautiful in terms of the costumes and, as you say, the choreography as well and the staging.
It really does. It's just such a feast for the eyes. You know, the dancers look absolutely incredible, and you know, even the cast, the way they're dressed. I mean, it's hilarious. It's borderline ridiculous, if not completely ridiculous.
Terrific.
But that's what's so fun and so funny about it.
The film was an Aussie thing. Is that does that kind of theme carry on a little bit in this? Do you have to kind of adopt any kind of accent for your role?
100%. We are all firmly in the Aussie accent the entire time.
Oh, that's good. How long did it take you to master that then?
A little while. I had quite a lot of help as well from a lovely girl called Gemma.
That's really Gemma.
Gemma. You got to try not to go too Kiwi with it sometimes because you can slip to Kiwi quite easily.
Oh wow, get you, flipping heck. How many strings have you got to your bow, Matt Cardle? Lots by the sounds of it. More from Matt Cardle now, winner of the X Factor in 2010. He's joining the West End show Strictly Ballroom in the role of Wally Strand, replacing Will Young. We talked about X Factor and I asked him, you know, with hindsight, would you have done it all over again?
Absolutely, I would do it all again. It might kill me this time, but you know, I would definitely do it all again. I maybe wouldn't have worn yellow trousers at one stage, and maybe wouldn't have gone out, you know, during the show and managed to get myself ill as I did. Do you know? But it's one of those things. I think nowadays it's become obvious for people that it's just a platform. It's not necessarily so much about the show, about winning or losing or whatever, or coming third or second or last. It's just a great platform. It's watched by millions, and you know, it can really give people huge breaks.
Absolutely, and you've had yours, and you know, stranger to the West End, of course, because you've done the Memphis thing, and now here you are, Strictly Ballroom, which is on. Where can we see it? Where can we see it in London?
It's on at the Piccadilly Theatre. The run is till the end of October, so grab tickets while you can, and you will definitely not be disappointed.
I'll tell you where else you can get to hear Matt Cardle, and I can hear a kind of a similarity between your voice and Will Young that I'd not noticed before, and that's on some of your new stuff. I've just been listening to a track called Nobody, taken from your latest album. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's you know, it's one of those things. Again, this journey that I've been on. You know, from being with Psycho for the first album, then I did 2 independent albums, and now re-signing with Sony Records for Time to Be Alive, the new album. And getting to work with, you know, I wrote some songs called one called Desire, one called Blind Faith, down in Hay on Wye with Jim and Mima, who wrote Jealousy with Will Young. They did All the Lovers for Kylie. They've done a lot of work with Ellie Goulding. You know, they're incredible songwriters, and I really wanted Jim to work this record with me and to produce it, and he has. And you know, I spent almost 2 years working on it and finishing writing it, and then, you know, 6 months down in Hay on Wye.
That's our patch, you know. That's just up the road from us. Lovely,
it's a beautiful place, and it was sunny and wonderful. We were stuck in the studio all the time, but it's fine. And you know, I'm more proud of this, you know, this album than I am of anything I've done musically before. You know, it's just so honest. It's come from a very dark place for me, a very dark time in my life.
What was that dark time?
Well, you know, I struggled with addiction in 2013 to 14, and found myself, you know, in rehab in first thing, 2014. And I was taking a break from music. I wanted to take a break because I've done 3 albums in 3 years, and also I write about my life. It's all personal experience.
Was that quite cathartic for you then, Matt? Because it's quite a very personal thing to do, and actually good for so many people perhaps who've been there too, to hear you sharing those experiences, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I just didn't want to go over, old ground that I'd written about before. And as I was sat there in rehab, I thought, well, definitely this is what I'm going to be writing about. I'm going to leave it a while. If I'd written it then, it would have come out of this horrible, dark, depressing thing.
Yeah, sure.
But I waited till I was in a good place and healthy of mind again, and I started writing about it. And it's made for a very uplifting, very positive album. You have heard one of the saddest songs on there. I'll just let you know. But it's made for a very uplifting album. And again, getting the backing of Sony with it, and Jim Elliott and his wife Mima, I feel very blessed.
I'm so thrilled that, your star continues to be on the rise, because you always came across as a really nice guy on the X Factor. And
Thank you.
In spite of those dark times, I think, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So good
Exactly.
for you, I say,
Thank
and
you.
good for you for channeling it in such a beautifully creative way.
Well, thank you.
The album is Time to Be Alive by Matt Cardle. We're going to play the single Nobody. And are you touring once you've kind of finished with all the Strictly Ballroom stuff?
Absolutely will be. I will be touring next year. Yes, look out for the new singles and please enjoy.
Lovely. Well, if you're ever in Herefordshire and Worcestershire, do pop in. We'd love to kind of get you to perhaps do something live or acoustic for us, because your voice lends itself to it really beautifully.
We would love to. We definitely will.
Terrific. Good job. Matt, smashing talking to you. All the best with Strictly Ballroom. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.